Good morning and welcome to We Are Soccer, the show where we talk about pro soccer, youth soccer, and everything in between. Soccer, yeah, it's exploded this summer. You know, I had a lot of people tell me when I started We Are Soccer, what are you going to do during the down season, during the summer when there's not much soccer? I don't know about you, but there hasn't been a downtime and I don't see one coming up. The Euros, Copa America, DCFC, you name it, it's going, it's soccer. Soccer is 100% all year round. That's why I love soccer. All right, why don't we jump into it? We got a lot to get to today, as we normally do. So you may ask, what's coming up on today's show? Well, on today's show, we have one of the craziest Euro tournaments we've ever seen. It's nuts, some of the games that are absolutely flying right now in the Euros. Tottenham finally get a manager. I think it's like 74 days they went without a manager. They finally have one. We'll talk about that. Detroit City play in the NISA Championships tonight at Keyworth in Hamtramck. Big game. Detroit City's got a chance to win a major championship here. I hope you're going to be there, and if you can't make it, I hope you're going to join online because the game will be streamed. And then a 15-year-old is playing pro soccer. She just signed a pro contract. We'll talk about it. It's a big, big decision. It's a big thing for the sport of soccer. I absolutely love it, so we'll jump into it. Stick around. We've got a lot of soccer to get to, a lot more coming up than what I just mentioned. All right? First off, right off the bat, a big thank you to our friends who have been with us since day one. Detroit City FC, Michigan Jaguars FC, Tim Merritt with Ross Mortgage, Superior Family Dental, and Next Level Training. Thank you, friends. I really appreciate you putting the trust in us and coming along for the ride here on We Are Soccer. It's been fun, and we're growing. All right. Unfortunately, we're going to start off with a little bit of some somber, some sad news today. A close friend of the show had the worst imaginable thing happened this past week. Preston, a fun-loving little boy, was unfortunately in a hit-and-run accident with a car earlier this week. He was rushed to the hospital and unfortunately passed away due to his injuries. Our hearts are really hurting due to this. You know, a friend of ours, this is his son. So kind of a tragic piece that happened there. Preston, 5-year-old kid, just living his life, and unfortunately, kind of hit-and-run accident. It's really unfortunate. So there is a GoFundMe set up. We're going to put some links to it. We have some links to it on our We Are Soccer on Twitter and on Facebook. Please, if you can, please go ahead and donate to that. It would mean a lot to the family. So, you know, yeah, it's I don't want to say too much more. Just kind of sad right there. We're actually gonna skip shout-outs this week because of the last piece of news. Don't feel it's right to give any shout-outs or big ups this week. Just kind of reflect on that little piece of news with Preston. So good luck to the family. Thoughts and prayers with you guys and all the friends there. We must go on. There's lots of soccer to get to. So why don't we jump right in? We'll jump into our World Soccer News, which is brought to you by Tim Merritt and Ross Mortgage. Just so you guys are aware, Ross Mortgage has been in the lending game for over 70 years. You can depend on Ross Mortgage for competitive rates, quality service, and response, and no surprises. Give my friend Tim a call. Tim has handled mortgages, refinances, you name it. He's been in it. He's done it. Good guy. Tell him We Are Soccer sent you. The Euros. Euro 2020. I know it was supposed to be played last year, but it's been played this summer because of the pandemic. And wow, was it worth the wait. Are you kidding me? What a tournament so far. If this hasn't been the most entertaining, the most fun to watch, and we still have games to go, I don't know what you were hoping for, but this has far exceeded my expectations. And again, I'll say it for people who say that soccer isn't a growing sport here in America. I want to read you a stat. ESPN has said that it has averaged over 2 million viewers for the round of 16 games. That's up 38% from 2016. Soccer's growing, friends, and it's growing big time. All right? that's why you guys are here, because you love soccer, you love the show. So let's talk about some of the games. Some of the games of note that have happened in the past week since we were last on air. England and Germany. You notice my friend Nate isn't here, right? He's still off crying in a corner because his German side were beaten 2-0 at Wembley by England. Kind of a game where Gareth Southgate and England came out very defensive-minded. 7 defensive players on the field. A little bit of a wrinkle in the starting lineup with Saka starting there, but I liked it. I thought that was a good little wrinkle. I don't think Germany were ready for it. England, it took them about 15 minutes really to get into the game. I thought Germany dominated that first 15, 20 minutes with possession and dominated how they kind of tried to put their foot down. But then England really grew in and really came about into that game. And I'll say it. I was 100% wrong. I thought the lineup was going to hinder England. I thought it was going to be a boring 0-0 draw. Not to be. As I said, England win 2-0. They brought on Jack Grealish around the 60-minute mark, and he changed the game. I want to see Jack Grealish start. I want to see him play as much as he can, but he comes into games and he changes them. He just runs at tired defenders. They don't know what to do. He creates goals. Raheem Sterling scored the first goal for England. Jack Grealish danced on the ball, knocked it off to Luke Shaw, who put a wonderful cross into the middle of the box to a wide-open Raheem Sterling. The German defense was kind of at 6s and 7s there, didn't know what to do with that. And then, just when you thought England probably could sit back and try to win this game 1-0, they get that second goal. Harry Kane finally gets off the mark, gets a goal. Beautiful cross from Jack Grealish involved once again, and it's 2-0. That's not to say that Germany didn't have their chances. Kai Havertz had a wonderful left-footed volley in the second half there. What a save from Jordan Pickford as well. Absolutely beautiful save from Pickford. Thomas Müller as well. He seemed to be on a breakaway, just couldn't finish it. The back of the net was wide open, couldn't find it. Thomas Müller, this is why they put you in this position, son. What happened? Well, just like the rest of Germany, it went missing. England put their chances away. Germany didn't. Germany's going home. England move on. After the game, Toni Kroos, world champion Toni Kroos, announces his international retirement. So he's had a wonderful career at the international level. Kind of sad to see him go, but this happens. Joachim Low now has played his final, or coached his final game for the German national team there. He is leaving, and Hansi Flick is taking over. So the Germans, they got a rebuild to go on here. We'll see what happens there. We'll see what they can do in World Cup 2022. England move on, as we said. They play later today against the Ukraine. You would think, and they are, England are the heavy favorites there. We'll get into this in a little bit, but the Ukraine, oh my, oh my. How did the Ukraine get into the quarterfinals? Well, they beat Sweden in a game that just, man, went all the way to the 120th minute. Final goal there in the 120th minute, just as you thought, oh, this is going to go to penalty kicks. Ukraine put one in the back of the goal to win 2-1. So England can't take them lightly. Ukraine can do some damage. Be careful. They've got some players. Sweden, I don't know if Sweden took them lightly, but my counterpart, or we'll call him sidekick for the day, Nate, who isn't here today, said that Sweden have a chance to go on and make it to the finals. Well, Nate, you were wrong. Ukraine came out flying and beat them. Didn't help Sweden's chances when they took a red card early into extra time there to put them down to 10 men. Ukraine took advantage of it, and as I said, 1-2-1. Other notable games in the knockout rounds there: Croatia, Spain, 5-3. Spain escaped that one. Up 3-1 within final minutes. Croatia come back to tie it 3-3. It goes into extra time, and then Spain take off again and put 2 balls in the back of the net. Well done to Spain as they moved forward. France and Switzerland. 3-3. Switzerland advanced on penalties. Kylian Mbappe missing, I'm sorry, not missing, but having his penalty kick, the 5th and final one for France there, saved by Sommer, the Switzerland goalkeeper. That was an entertaining game. Again, another game that was up 3-1, and you figure that France is probably going to close this game out, and they just couldn't. Come the final minutes, they couldn't close it up. Switzerland put 2 balls in the back of the net, tied up 3-3, goes extra time, nothing happens there. To penalty kicks, Switzerland take it. That was a very entertaining game, I must say. I did have money on France. Unfortunately, they lost, but that's okay because I was happy to see Switzerland move forward. Wales and Denmark was the first game played last week, Saturday, in the knockout rounds. Kind of disappointing from Wales. Denmark won 4-0. Very disappointing from Wales, to be honest. Wales international star Gareth Bale asked after the game if he has played his final game in a Wales shirt. And instead of answering the question, he just walked off screen. Probably not the best time to ask him that question, as he just lost 4-0, but he didn't give an answer, so you don't know what's happening. Hopefully he comes back and plays. I thought Gareth Bale had a very good tournament, so we'll see if he continues his career with Wales. And one other notable game that happened this past week was Belgium and Portugal, with Belgium winning 1-0. Portugal, I thought, actually dominated that game. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Cristiano Ronaldo still leading the tournament as the Golden Boot scorer with 5 goals, exits. We'll see if he remains the leader at the end of this tournament with 5. I doubt it. I think someone will catch him and either tie him or pass him, someone who's left in the tournament. Those were notable games that happened earlier in the week and last weekend. What happened yesterday, you may ask, in the quarterfinals of Spain versus Switzerland? Not quite the way this didn't turn out quite the way I thought it was going to. After 90 minutes, we had 1-1, full time and extra time. Spain went on to win in penalties. Not quite the penalties that Switzerland had encountered with France, with only one of the shots being saved. There were multiple saves, multiple misses off the post, high into the air. Spain advance on penalties. After Spain's last 2 games here against Switzerland and then against Croatia, they're not quite the dominant force that I think we thought they were going to be. I don't see them winning this tournament. I think it's going to be a little bit of probably, if they make it to the finals, I don't see them having the strength to do it. I'm sorry, Spain. You just don't. If you're going to be depending on Morata, this is where you're gonna fail. So, it's just not going to happen for you. Don't put money on them, friends. The other game that happened yesterday was Belgium versus Italy. This was a highly entertaining game. The end of the game finished 2-1 to Italy as they advanced. Belgium, is their golden era over? I mean, look at the players that this team have. Lukaku up top, you've got Kevin De Bruyne in the middle. Your backline's kind of aging with Vertonghen and Alderweireld. You've got a goalie in Courtois who's got another tournament or 2 in him because he's still fairly young. But we expected more. We expected more from this team because, I'm sorry, you've got some of the best players in the world. Eden Hazard, Torgan Hazard, some of the best players in the world, and honestly, you haven't won anything. You didn't do anything in the World Cup, really. You haven't done anything at the Euros. I don't know about you. What say you, friends? Is their golden era over? I think it is. I think this is the last we'll see of Belgium. Italy, though, my word. This is the tournament that they came on. Now, don't forget, 2018, they sat at home for the World Cup. They did not make the World Cup. They sat at home watching. I don't know about you, but it's surprising to see them go from that to this. This is a team that is built defensively, but is not your grandfather or your father's Italian team. They don't just play good defensive soccer and sit back and wait for a 1-0 win. They go at it. And they did yesterday. They went at it. They got that first goal. And old me kicked in where I said, you know what? They're probably going to sit back and Italy will win 1-0. But they didn't. They went at it. Oh, my word. They got that second goal. And I think they kept moving forward. They kept going after it after that. The third goal didn't come for them, but it didn't matter. It wasn't really needed. Italy, such a good team. I think Roberto Mancini has really built a nice team here. Some sad news that came out of that 2-1 victory for Italy. Leonardo Spinozzola broke his Achilles tendon. He tore his Achilles tendon yesterday. Unfortunately, he's had injury problems in the past. He was having a very nice tournament, but unfortunately his tournament comes to a close. And you might not see him back on the field for a solid year. You got to feel for the guy. That for me is one of my biggest fears while playing this sport, especially at kind of an older age. The Achilles tendon. I've had a lot of friends rupture their Achilles tendons. It's not a nice injury. And you saw yesterday as Leonardo Spinozzola was making his run, he pulled up and you could see the tears. He mentioned right away to a teammate, made this symbol, and you knew it was done. I kind of feared for him that was what it was. And then news broke after the game. Sure enough, the Achilles tendon was gone. So sad news from that one. Italy, though, move on. I see them getting to the final. I see Italy getting to the final. They are so strong. They are such a good team. Quick. They play very nice, decisive soccer. Chiellini in the back. Man, for a 36-year-old dude, he is playing. And I don't know if you guys saw it. Did anybody watch it? He was just laughing and joking around, having a good time with Lukaku. I don't know about you, but if I've got to mark Lukaku for 90 minutes, I do not have a smile on my face. But Chiellini did. You can see why Mancini has brought him in. He is the leader and the heart and soul of this Italian team. They have an absolute squad here. Immobile up top, Insigne in the middle. It is fun to watch. I used to hate watching the Italian national team play. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, they were not a fun team to watch, in my opinion. They were kind of boring, possess, hold back, put 8 guys behind the ball. This is not your father or grandfather's Italian team. They are running and gunning. It is fun to watch them play. All right, so we know Spain are moving on. We know Italy are moving on. Who else is moving on? Well, those games are played today. We've got the Czech Republic and Denmark. The Denmark team is coming off of, as we know, in that first game, Christian Eriksen going down with his heart issue. That whole situation, they're using that as a rallying cry. They are kind of the fairy tale team of this tournament. You want to see them do well. You want to see them win. They're going to have their hands full with a Czech Republic team today who sneaky good. So this is the 12 o'clock Eastern kickoff today. Czech Republic, Denmark. I would be putting money on Denmark. I think it's going to be fun to see them play. I think they'll get the job done, but it's not going to be a clear-cut 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 win. I think there could be goals going both directions. Denmark are a good team. They're not a great team. Denmark's captain Kjaer is injured, coming off an injury. He'll be back and playing, but without Kjaer at 100%, without Christian Eriksen in the middle, this is not the strongest Danish team. Schmeichel's made some mistakes early in the tournament. Expect some fireworks in this one, all right? The other game, the one I'm really looking forward to, because you all know I'm an England fan. We've got Ukraine and England at 3 o'clock today. A lot of questions on this one, right? What's the lineup going to be? Rumors coming out this morning that Jadon Sancho could start. Jadon Sancho could start? He's barely even played a minute in this tournament. How's he going to start? Will Jack Grealish feature? Is he going to start? Is he going to come off and be a game changer in the 60th minute again? Again, I don't know if Gareth Southgate knows his strongest team but the options for are there. You know, he had Luke Shaw playing a lot of minutes in the last game. I thought coming into the tournament I wasn't quite sure on Luke Shaw, but man, oh man, has he played well. He is just been a tank back there. John Stones, Harry Maguire. You can't argue with the results, right? You can't argue the results. I really wanted Tyrone Mings to be in there partnering Stones, but he's relegated to the bench because the partnership of Stones and Maguire is flying. It's doing really well. The results have been there. England haven't let in a goal yet in this tournament, by the way. You know, we're 4 games in, no goals. I think they make it 5. I think they hold the Ukraine to no goals today. I think England come out of this game winning 2-0. I don't expect a super defensive team like we had against Germany. I think Southgate can play with the lineup a little bit more. Will we see Mason Mount? Will we see Foden? Is Sterling? I certainly expect to see Sterling on there. He scored 3 goals so far. He hasn't played the greatest, and it's sad to say that he hasn't played the greatest, and he's still scored 3 goals. But his hold-up play, his passing hasn't been good, but he's putting the ball in the net. Harry Kane gets a goal in the last game against Germany. He has not played well. A lot of people have called for him to be benched. I don't agree with benching Harry Kane. Harry Kane in the middle of the Premiership, in the Premiership season was the leading goal scorer and the leading assist getter. You cannot bench that, all right? I get it. You've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin on the bench. You've got Rashford on the bench, and I understand that. Both very good players, but this is Harry Kane. You put him in the box, put the ball in his foot, he'll find the net. Now that he's got 1 under his belt, I think he'll continue to do the same. Harry Kane is don't get me wrong, he's had issues, but I think he scores goals in this tournament, more goals in this tournament. All right, play him again. We'll figure that out. I do want to see Grealish get more minutes. I do like that he comes in and changes the game, but against a Ukraine team that's probably going to sit back a little bit and try to go on the counterattack, I think you need someone who can hold the ball at his foot. And if you're going to play Kieran Trippier, who is a free kick master, if you're going to play him, you need to play Grealish, because Grealish is the most fouled player in the world. So get Grealish the ball, get him to dance around the box, get him fouled, get Kieran Trippier on the ball for those free kicks. Pretty simple. It's logical to me. We'll see if Gareth Southgate can understand that. So if you're going to play Trippier like you did in the last game, get Grealish in the game more to get those free kicks in. The midfielder, are we going to start with Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips, the Yorkshire Pirlo, as they are calling him? Calvin Phillips has been phenomenal. He does a lot of the dirty work. His work rate in the middle of the park is phenomenal. I'd love to see him play. I don't know if I want to see him and Declan Rice in this game together. Let's just play Phillips in the middle, and let's bring a more attacking-minded player in instead of having Declan Rice there. We'll see what Gareth Southgate goes. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff today. If you're in the local area, I'm going to be down at Dick O'Dowd's in Birmingham, Michigan to watch that game. So come out and enjoy. It'll be a lot of fun. And then, before I forget, Dick O'Dowd's next week, July 11th, the final of the Euros, is a 3 o'clock kickoff. I'm hoping England are going to be there playing on the game. Dick O'Dowd's is going to be airing the game on the TVs, all in the back room, their big back room called the Dow. Massive room, bar back there, phenomenal space. We Are Soccer, the Detroit Red Devils, Finesse Clothing, and Dick O'Dowd's partnering up to bring you that final watch party. So if you're in the Metro Detroit area, July 11th, the Euro Finals, 3 o'clock kickoff, we will be at Dick O'Dowd's in Birmingham, Michigan. Come out and join. It should be a lot of fun. Again, I'm hoping England are going to be there, and it's going to be absolute scenes. We'll see if England can get there. They got to get past the Ukraine today. I'm not taking that game lightly. So anyway, the odds to win Euro 2020. You guys want to know what the odds are right now? All right, England are plus 200. Spain are plus 320. Italy plus 350. Denmark plus 900, the Czech Republic plus 2,500, and Ukraine plus 3,500. Clearly, England are the favorites. Personally, I do not think they are the favorite. I'm not the odds makers want to make them the favorite. I think Italy should be the favorite. The way Italy have played, I know they've given up a goal or two, but man, they are a fun team to watch. They are so quick. I think Italy and England would be a hell of a matchup. It's a tough one. I think Italy would take that right now based on the way the two teams are playing. England need to find a little bit more of their form. I know they just beat Germany, a very strong team, but I think they still need to find their best form. Something else that's come out of the Euros this year, the refereeing has been very good. The fans have been absolutely phenomenal. It has been Fandemonium. It's been fun to watch the fans, the scenes. It's great to have fans back in the stands. And then some of the scenes that have come out, some of the pictures, some of the imagery, some of the stuff we're getting from the fans has been absolutely phenomenal. I really love that there hasn't been any hooliganism yet. You know, God, I hope there's not, so I don't want to use the word yet. But there hasn't been any super incidents. There haven't been any arrests, any clashes with fan bases. It's been fun. It's been fun to see. The fans are having a great time. I hope it continues. I really do. So it's Fandemonium. Here we go. Here's some pictures. It's from the England-Germany game. You know, husband and wife there supporting the different teams. This guy made a lot of scenes in the Switzerland-France game. He was crying, and then a couple minutes later, he had his shirt off and was whirling around because Switzerland had tied it up against France. And then a bunch of companies got together and offered him a flight and hotel and tickets to the next game for Switzerland, which they eventually lost. But lots of scenes, lots of big faces now that are getting made because of this. It's fun to watch. So the fans are having a great time. I love watching the English fans. Whenever a goal is scored, you see pints of beer, you know, that's thrown into the air, and good scenes. So it's fun to watch the fans. Hopefully you guys are enjoying that. All right, that's the Euros. Lots more to come. We're moving on to the semifinals, and then the finals. They're coming up. You know, the finish is in a week. We still got more. Have you guys been watching Copa America at all? Copa America has been pretty fun too. It's kind of taken a back seat because of the Euros and everything else in the soccer world that's going on. But keep your eye on Copa America. I watched the Brazil-Chile game last night. That was a pretty fun game to watch. Unfortunately for those teams in the Copa America, besides the fact that they're taking a backseat to the Euros, the fields, the pitches they're playing on, less than desirable. The grass seems very thick. It's very clumpy. I see the players falling over. Just they don't seem in the best shape at the moment. It's unfortunate, but some good soccer. So keep your eye on that. Why don't we jump in and do a little bit of other soccer news, because there's a lot of other soccer news going on in the world, friends. Other soccer news is brought to you by Superior Family Dental. 2 office locations, one in Milford, one in Farmington Hills. They're the official team dentist of the Detroit Red Wings, the NHL hockey team. Super friendly staff, and Dr. Randy and Dr. Jeff, 2 very good friends of mine, 2 very good dudes, good dentists, good soccer players as well. So if you're in the Metro Detroit area and looking for a new dentist, please go to Superior Family Dental. They can be found at superiorfamilydental.com. Dr. Randy, Dr. Jeff, great friendly staff as well. Tell them We Are Soccer sent you. What other soccer news can there be, you say? Oh, my word! Are you kidding me? All right, why don't we just start off with Spurs, Tottenham, finally. My God, 74 days since you had a manager. You deserved this. You absolutely 100% deserve that it took you 74 days, and I bet you overpaid to get him. You fired Pochettino, you brought in Mourinho. You fired Mourinho 6 days before you were due to play in a cup final, and you had nobody. You must have interviewed anybody. I'm pretty sure you interviewed Nate, our normal side co-host, and he probably turned you down, even though he beats FIFA on hard level, by the way. You were Gattuso, Fonseca, Ten Hag, Brendan Rodgers, Eddie Howe. Was there anybody, Spurs, was there anybody you weren't linked with? Because you were linked with Nuno, and you finally got him. He signed this past week, Thursday, I believe. And I believe he's a good manager. He got Wolves promoted. He got Wolves up to 7th. He got him into Europe. And then he had a little bit of falling out with the Wolves board and left. He is a little bit defensive-minded, but this is what you need. This is what you need. You need a manager who's defensive-minded because, need I remind you, you're losing Harry Kane. There's no way Harry Kane wants to come back and play. He's already handed in a transfer request. Everybody in the world knows he doesn't want to play. He wants to go win somewhere, so he's leaving. You're probably holding out hope that Harry Kane signs, but he's not going to. Nuno is a defensive-minded coach. He can get that defense organized for you, probably get some counterattacks. I don't see you getting top 5, top 6, but I do see you finishing in a respectable position with Nuno. He is a good coach. All right, Nuno Espirito Santo, good coach. I think it's a good hire. The problem, Spurs fans, is Daniel Levy. If you didn't know it before, you know it now. A lot of managers turned down the Tottenham job, and I consider Tottenham a big club. But a lot of managers turned down this position because it has to be because of Daniel Levy. All right, he wants too much control. He doesn't know soccer. He doesn't know football. He needs to take a back seat. He needs to get in a man who knows what he's doing and give him control. I think Nuno could be that guy. Other news this week that came out: Patrick Vieira is going to be the new Crystal Palace boss. Former MLS coach, former Nice coach. I don't know about this hire. I think Crystal Palace, you did a poor job, just like Tottenham. You knew that Roy Hodgson was going to be walking away months ago. Probably in about February, you knew Hodgson was going to be leaving. What were you doing the entire time? What were you doing? Patrick Vieira? That's a great player. Apparently a lot of players love to play for him. A lot of the MLS players said he was a very good coach. They loved playing for him. But I'm sorry, I don't see him cutting it in the Premiership. If your goal is just to stay in the Premiership, he will probably keep you in the Premiership and not get relegated, but you don't have very many aspirations after that with Vieira as your coach. This one, I thought this was a very good hire for Everton. Everton signed Rafa Benitez. I thought this was a very good hire. Apparently Everton fans are not happy. Why are you not happy? Well, you're not happy because he used to coach your biggest rival. Yes, that Rafa Benitez, the former Liverpool coach, has now moved across the Merseyside and is the manager of Everton. Everton, you realize he is one of the biggest coaches and the managers in the world, right? I mean, he's coached Real Madrid, he's coached the national team, he's coached big clubs, he's coached in the Champions League. Carlo Ancelotti walked out on you. Who else were you hoping for? This is a very good hire. He's going to be able to do something with the team you have. You have a very good team, and now because of Rafa coming in, I believe a lot of them will want to stay and play for him. He'll bring in a couple of players. He's got a lot of connections. I think this is a good hire. Shame on you, Everton fans, for not wanting Rafa because he once coached for Liverpool 10 years ago. Please, good hire. Well done, Everton, there. Rafael Varane is now going to be moving to Man United. So this is the rumor. It hasn't been done yet, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Sources have said that United are ready to move for the 28-year-old after receiving encouragement that Real Madrid are prepared to negotiate a realistic fee for the player who only has 2 years left on his current contract. He has told Madrid he does not want to sign a new contract. He will be sold. I believe the fee is going to be somewhere in the 30 to 40 £1 million range. We'll see. Knowing Man United, they'll hold out for a couple of weeks to try to get that lowered. But that's a very good signing. 28-year-old will fit into the back line. I think Man United are hoping he's the Virgil van Dijk player that Liverpool have. So we'll see. And finally, my word, this has been dragging on for 12 months. Jadon Sancho finally has signed for Man City. So, excuse me, Man United. He's finally signed for Man United. This has been dragging on. The fee of about 79.5 million euros is the fee that we believe is out there that this deal has been done by. But Man City, yes, Manchester City, will receive 15% of the profit made by Dortmund on the transfer of Jadon Sancho to Man United. So that's approximately 12 million euros. Jadon Sancho was at Man City. He was sold to Borussia Dortmund. There was obviously a clause in that contract that said when you sell him, we get 15%. So Man United will be shipping approximately 68 million euros off to Borussia Dortmund, and then the other 12 to their arch rivals, Man City. Man City making money when it's not even their players. So well done, Man City. All right, this is sort of a fun one. I could spend all day. I could spend an entire 24 hours talking about the Jack Grealish speculation. Jack Grealish obviously plays for Aston Villa. As you know, Aston Villa is my favorite team. I've supported them since I've been born. You name it, I can talk about Villa. I love it. Jack Grealish is our star player. Everybody in the world now knows him. It's taken a couple of years for everybody to get to know this young man. He's 25 years old. He is worth 100, maybe more than that, 120 million pounds. The rumors came out in the past, they've been out for a couple of weeks. Man United have wanted him, Arsenal have wanted him, Chelsea have wanted him. It came out within the last week that Man City have offered 100 million pounds for Jack Grealish, and he wants to go. Well, let me get some facts straight for you folks. Aston Villa are not a selling club. We do not need to sell him. Man City have not actually made a bid for Jack Grealish. They haven't put a bid in. In fact, they haven't actually contacted Aston Villa. The Villa came out this week and said, we've had no contact from Man City. We see there's rumors. We don't want to sell Jack Grealish. We are going to offer him a new contract. Jack Grealish is going to get offered a new contract. I believe that's probably on the table right now. I think he will sign this new contract, and I believe there will be some clauses in there. Aston Villa are building around Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish knows this. Grealish has grown up a Villa kid. He's supported the club since birth. His dad is a huge Villa supporter. Jack Grealish wants to take Aston Villa into the Champions League. This is the year for him to do it. I think Grealish gives Aston Villa another year, and if we can get into Europe, he stays. And if we don't get into Europe, then he could possibly leave, and I wouldn't begrudge him. I wouldn't hold it against him if he left next summer to go to a team like Man City, who are in the Champions League. Jack Grealish deserves to be in the Champions League, but I want to see him there with Villa. I hope he stays. I believe he will stay. Again, we could talk about this all day. We got other stuff to get to. Kylian Mbappe, his future is kind of in doubt here. He has told PSG that he will not be renewing his contract and instead will honor the remaining year of his deal. And then he wants to leave as a free agent. So next summer, 2022, he could be leaving PSG for free. Kylian Mbappe hasn't had the greatest summer here with France and the Euros. Still a stud of a player that every team in the world will want. This is being reported by L'Equipe, which is the French newspaper, so a reliable source there. The U.S. men's national team Gold Cup roster came out this week as well. We won't dig into it, but a lot of people have asked me, why are none of the European players on there? Where's Pulisic? Where's Dest? Where's McKinney? Where's Reyna? What's going on? Why are we not? Well, guys, those players play for big clubs in Europe. They've been playing all year. They finished late, especially Pulisic and Zach Steffen. They finished their season late because of the Champions League final. They've played a lot of soccer in the past year. If they were to play over here in the Gold Cup, they wouldn't finish playing until July 31st. Their first games for their European clubs is going to be August 7th and August 14th. So there would be no room for preseason with their club teams. There would be no rest. Their club teams have told the U.S. national team they are not releasing these players. They are asking the players to take a small break over here in the summer, 2 or 3 weeks. get back for preseason training, get back into shape, get back into learning how their club teams play, and then jumping into the season. These guys have bodies that are conditioned to play soccer, but not for 12 months straight. These are also multi-million-dollar athletes. The club teams need to and want to see them take a break and then get back up to speed with their club team and not go full out for the entire summer for a Gold Cup, which ultimately means nothing. So the Gold Cup roster for the U.S. men's national team is filled with MLS players. We'll call it B and C type players. This is a very good opportunity for Greg Berhalter and his staff to look at those MLS and local national team players here to see who can make the World Cup, who can make the rosters moving forward, right? There's a lot of soccer coming up over the next year. Who's going to be those best players? There's got to be 2 or 3 of the MLS players that are good enough to get in and really do some damage. So this is a chance for Greg Berhalter to view those players. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that a 15-year-old has signed a professional contract. You guys might remember this story. It came up about a month and a half ago now. Olivia Multrie, she's 15 years old. She is good enough to play in the U.S. Women's League, U.S. National Women's League here, UWSL, I believe it is. And there was a clause that says she's too young. We're not going to let her play. So she took that decision. She took it to court. The court came back and said, we're overruling the decision. You are absolutely allowed to play. If a team wants to sign you, even at 15 years old, you can go ahead and play. So Olivia Multrie has signed a 3-year deal with the Portland Thorns of the National Women's Soccer League. The club announced this past Wednesday. With the deal complete, Multrie now becomes the youngest player ever to sign with an MWSL side. Good for her. This is great. Listen, this is how the U.S. national teams are going to get to compete against England and Belgium and those huge teams. All right? I want to kind of give you an example. Jude Bellingham of Borussia Dortmund and the England national team just turned 18 years old. He's been playing professional soccer for the last 2.5 years, right? He played at Birmingham City. Boo, Birmingham City. Then he moved to Borussia Dortmund, where he started in the middle of the field, and he played in Champions League games. And now he's played in the Euros for England. He just turned 18 the other day. Well, why is England so far ahead of America in men's soccer? Because they let their players, if they're good enough to play, no matter what age, they'll play. So the women's league making this announcement and signing a 15-year-old, she's going to gain experience. She might not be the best player in the league, but she's going to get experience. She's going to learn, right? And in a couple of years, you hope that she's going to be leading the U.S. women's national team. So good. I like this decision, right? If a young person is good enough, sign them, let them play. I don't care. I don't care. Let them play, because this is the only way America's going to catch up. All right, so good for Olivia Multrie. We're going to keep tabs on her, make sure she's playing. We'll keep tabs. It's going to be fun to watch her and her growth in the sport. Another quick little side note here. Instagram. We all know Instagram. If you don't, you should. We Are Soccer is on Instagram. Go ahead and give us a follow there. Ronaldo became in the last couple of weeks the highest athlete with the most followers, soccer player, 3 million Instagram followers. Can you guess how much his personal sponsored tweets are worth? If you would like to have Ronaldo, if you'd like to have Ronaldo put out a tweet on your behalf, it's going to cost you $1.6 million. $1.6 million for one tweet? That is crazy. This information is via Hopper HQ. That's nuts. Also, Conrad de Fluente, the American, is moving from Barcelona to Marseille. So this is good. He'll get a lot more playing time at Marseille. I'm interested to see his growth there. Young American player moving. Some additional notes. Declan Rice has rejected a contract offer from West Ham. West Ham. This isn't good. Rumors are that Declan Rice wants to go play with his buddy Mason Mount at Chelsea. So either he's eyeing that move or he wants more money from you. I hope it's the more money situation, and this little rejection offer is what he's coming about with. So we'll keep tabs on that. Declan Rice rejects West Ham. I hope he signs. I hope he puts pen to paper and signs with them. I don't want to see him move. I don't want to see Chelsea get any stronger. Messi is a free agent, by the way. That kind of news is strange to put all the way down at the bottom, but it's expected he's going to re-sign with Barcelona. They're just hashing out terms of a contract. Just his last contract for the last 4 years is up. It expired July 1st, so he is a free agent. Teams are going to be pitching, but I believe everybody in the world knows that Messi will be re-signing with Barcelona. Just so you know, in the past 4 years, his contract with Barcelona was worth $674 million. We'll see. He's 34. We'll see if he can get that type of money again. Also, I know Euro 2020, which is played right now in the year of 2021 due to the pandemic moved, is currently in 11 different cities across Europe. Did you know that Euro 2024, we're only 3 years away from that, is going to be hosted entirely by Germany? So, just a little bit of news and notes there. 2024 Germany, Euros, lots of fun. All right. Well, I like to do a new segment here on the show called Mail Time, but honestly, I think we might pass it. Adam, I think we're going to pass up on Mail Time this week. We got so much soccer. I got a lot of emails I want to read and write, but I think we might save them till next week. I want to jump in and talk about Detroit City FC. So our show, We Are Soccer, is filmed here at Woodward Sports, and we are located in beautiful Detroit, Michigan. Our local soccer team, our local professional soccer team, is Detroit City FC. They are fun to watch. They play down the street in Hamtramck at Keyworth Stadium. They play tonight in a big championship game. They are going to be playing LA Force in the NISA championship game. Right now, as I look outside, it's in the mid-high 60s, low 70s. I believe game time temperature, 7 o'clock tonight, is supposed to be 81 degrees. Friends, if you are in the Detroit area, there are single tickets available for tonight's game. It is going to be an atmosphere. The Northern Guard and the fans of Detroit City make it an absolute party. It's a party in Detroit, as they like to say, and that's what it's going to be. Detroit City, I expect to come out, and they are going to take it to LA Force. They are going to get the victory tonight. We're going to have a party in Detroit City, friends. Come out. There's single tickets available. Come out and watch. If you're not in Detroit and you're watching from somewhere else around the world, there will be, and we will retweet it and we will reshare it on our socials. There will be links for you to watch the game. It is very entertaining soccer. There's pro soccer that everybody knows about in the world. You've got the Premiership, you've got Euros, you've got all that good stuff. But pro soccer is played at a lower level, and it's very fun and it's highly entertaining. Detroit City FC are actually one of the best pro teams at a lower level I've seen. Coach Trevor James and his team are flying. They've had a hell of a season. Now they go for a championship trophy. Tune in and watch, all right? Did you know that Detroit City FC also have a women's team? Unfortunately, the women's team lost 2-1 last night in a hard-fought match. So chin up, ladies. You go again next week as you play at home July 10th at Keyworth against Lansing United. So, again, if you're in the Detroit area, go ahead and snap up tickets for that because they'll go quickly to watch the women play very high-level soccer. It's very fun to watch. I will say that I hadn't watched women's soccer too much up until this past year. And Detroit City FC, man, took me by surprise, their women's team. So entertaining, so fun to watch. If you're local, get out there and watch it. All games are streamed online. All right, we're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk about some youth soccer some youth soccer here. Youth soccer is brought to you by the Michigan Jaguars FC, a fun, friendly environment, a club for players at every age and every level. The Jaguars just had a whole bunch of teams head off to nationals, head off to the national championships and compete over there. I was lucky enough to interview the 04 Girls Academy team last week. Super great bunch of girls. The coach, Dan Dieck. They played against another, they were in California playing against a local team from here. So two Michigan teams heading all the way to California to play against each other. Local team here called the Nationals. The Nationals ended up winning 1-0. Congrats to them. Good luck moving forward there. The 04 girls Jaguars team had a great season. They played very well. Fun to watch. I expect more from them next season as they come back. It's a great environment at the Michigan Jags that they have set up. I'd like to kind of show you guys some clips if we could. Adam, when you're ready, go ahead and throw those clips up and we'll just chat about them. So here's a young lady that we featured last week, Sloane Phillips. I've never seen this drill before, but I love it. Look at this footwork. Left foot, right foot. I mean, she can do it. Sloane, thanks again for letting us use this clip, man. It's fun to watch you do these little drills. And kids out there and parents, have your kids do this. Do this little drill. You know, she got 6 cones, a soccer ball, and 5 yards of space. Her footwork's going to improve. She does this for 5 minutes a day. Her footwork is going to improve in games. Here's another one from Amanda Simon. I love this clip. I'll let it rewind back here and play again, but I love the movement down the field. As you can see, driving forward with the ball. Watch this turn, move away from the defender. First touch away from a defender, prep, hit. 3 touches, goal. What a turn and finish for that goal. Watch this again. She gets the ball at the top of the box, she presents 2, touch, move around the defender, strike back to the net. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I believe Amanda Simon is a next level training girl as well. So she goes out to next level training with Aaron. This goal, this young lady, she is part of the 04 Jags Academy team, Amalia Villarreal. So I interviewed her last week and we brought up this goal here. Watch this goal as she comes to the ball right here. Great touch, boom, finished with that left foot, upper 90. And I asked Amalia, so that's a great strike with your left foot. I assume you're left-footed. And she kind of chuckled and said, no, I'm predominantly right-footed. Well, I'm jealous. Color me jealous, because if she is right-footed and can strike a ball from the top of the box with her left foot like that, upper 90 to win a game, whoo, wow. I've played professional soccer. I've played collegiate soccer, and I can't do that. She's a very talented player. So a name you guys need to remember is Amalia Villarreal. She may play for the 04s, but she's actually an 06. So she's playing up 2 years and still is a standout player. She's going to be around for a while. I can see her playing top-level college soccer. And probably, if she continues on at this path, she'll be playing professional soccer. And I'm hoping soon, possibly, for the women's U.S. national team. All right. As I mentioned, the second clip there, Amanda Simon, she is a next level, a girl who goes to next level training with Aaron. Aaron at next level training, I tell you what, they are known throughout the country. College kids come and train with Aaron and next level training. He trains kids who are 7, 8 years old. He trains pro players. People like Josh Gatt, Kellen Acosta, Jalen Howell. I mean, you name it. Aaron and Next Level Training are training some of the best young youth players in our nation, right here in Metro Detroit. If you are here in Metro Detroit and you want to improve your soccer skills, Aaron and his Next Level team are doing camps this summer. Sign up and sign up quick. You can sign up on the We Are Soccer channel on our socials. We've got links to those camps. You can search for Next Level Training and find those sign up forms there. Get in. They are highly sought after, these camps. He brings in a lot of the pros who he trains, and he asks them to help for a couple of days in the camps. I I've never heard anybody say a bad word about these camps. All right. So my kids will be attending the camps this summer. Get your kids out there. It should be fun. All right. Some news and notes just to quickly finish up with here. News and notes, kind of just things we want to wrap up with. I was cruising around on Twitter last night, and I came across this jersey. This is a NISA team, which NISA is a lower level soccer league here in the U.S. I came across this team, New Amsterdam FC, out of New York City. This jersey is something else. It took my breath away. Adam, I don't know if we've got the picture for that. Look at this thing. Now, I believe Fruit Street are their sponsor, but this is... my jaw dropped. And I may have purchased this. So when that arrives in the mail, you can expect to see me wearing that on this stage because I may have purchased that jersey. That is the craziest jersey I think I've ever seen, and I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't purchase jerseys very often. I only purchase jerseys of teams I support. Villa, England, U.S. I do support Inter Miami, so I own one of those jerseys.
You couldn't pay me to wear that jersey.
No?
No.
Adam, I mean, I bought it for the show. I'm gonna wear it on the show, but man, that thing is nuts. That thing is nuts.
What?
Look at that. I mean, it's got taxi cabs. It's got Empire.
I'm going to zoom in for you just so you actually understand what you're buying. Do you see this? Do you see all of this?
I do. It's got a hot dog on there, man. I love hot dogs. It's got a fire hydrant. It's got a big apple. It's got an apple.
Pay you to wear that.
Oh, dude.
I would be so impressed.
That thing is crazy. I can't wait till that arrives. I'm going to track that jersey from New York to my house here in Michigan because I cannot wait to wear that. So expect to see me wearing that sometime soon on this stage because what a shirt. Something I've been meaning to get to for the last couple of weeks, but we keep running out of time. I do want to note this. Ted Lasso, if you guys haven't seen this show, I'm assuming 90% of you have seen Ted Lasso. This show on Apple TV is one of my favorites. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Lauren Moore. Lauren was the one who convinced me to watch Ted Lasso. I wasn't going to give it I don't watch too much TV, and I knew this was a soccer show, but not really a soccer show, and I wasn't going to watch it, but she gave me, she encouraged me to watch it. I did. Ted Lasso Season 1. I've watched it twice. It is easily my favorite show, probably of all time at this point. They wrapped up a couple of weeks ago filming Season 2, so that's in the works. Season 2 of Ted Lasso should be done and out for everybody to watch in September. I cannot wait for that. Thank you again for Lauren for convincing me to watch that. It is, if you haven't watched Ted Lasso Season 1, give it a watch. Stunning. Adam, have you watched Ted Lasso? You have? Yeah. Is it not awesome?
It took me like 2 episodes.
Did it really?
Yeah, it took me like 2 episodes to accept it. And then I started to get the humor, and
man, I was hooked on show 1. I sat down and I was like, I'm just going to watch 1 episode tonight, and then I'll watch another one later in the week. I ended up watching 4 that night. I was hooked instantly.
I thought the Jose Mourinho bit is what really, like, I was like, you know what, I actually have to give this a chance. Yeah. Like, why is this all over NBCSN every day?
I'm really surprised that the Ted Lasso show didn't do a 1-minute clip within the past couple of weeks based on the Tottenham. That would have been a real chance for them to...
Yeah, they could have done a clip where he's calling and it's like, hey, is Jose there? Like, nope, it's Nuno. Like, who?
I mean, they could have done something. I'm surprised Ted Lasso, that crew didn't, but it is what it is. And then there's another show I want to quickly mention that's going to be starting. Welcome to Wrexham. It's there's kind of a funny promo video out there right now. Wrexham United are going to be owned by Rob Reynolds and Rob McElhenry, sorry. They purchased Wrexham United, a Welsh soccer team, pro soccer team. They're going to be doing a documentary for that. The Welcome to Wrexham promo video that's airing right now, I think it's about 2 minutes long. Go ahead and search for that. Super funny. Super, super funny. I couldn't stop laughing at that. Well, I think that kind of does it for us for this week. Guys, there's a lot of soccer. The Euros are coming up. England are playing later today. You can expect the We Are Soccer social channels to be just buzzing. If you're not on Facebook, jump on Facebook, because that's where we're at. Our group, the We Are Soccer group, is going crazy with all the news coming out about transfers, about these games for the Euros. Lots and lots of discussions. Jump in. Even if you're not a super huge soccer fan, jump in. It's for anybody. Light soccer fans, heavy soccer fans, it's just good. And we're very accepting. So jump in there. Have some conversations on Twitter as well. Also, do me a favor, give the Woodward Sports guys, give all their socials a follow. Very good dudes, very good network. I love being a part of it, so big thank you to them. Big thank you to Adam behind the scenes again for doing all that he does. I love the fact that he chimes in on some of our stuff. He does some great work for us. And again, thank you to our friends at Detroit City FC, Michigan Jaguars, Tim Merritt and Ross Mortgage, Superior Family Dental, and the Next Level Training Group. Appreciate the love, guys. So that's going to wrap it up for the week. Enjoy the soccer. We'll be back with some videos later in the week, and then we'll be back live next Saturday, all right? Cheers, guys. Have a great week.